Okay, so the next clip we're going to look at is progress and baselines. So the first thing I'm going to do is baseline my program here, which is capture all the tasks in their current position. Going to the project tab at the top here, and then onto baseline manager. The baselines will show in here, so I'll go straight to new, and just give it a name. So this is going to be my contract baseline, capture of the program as it is at the moment. Description, we can put in perhaps who was at the meeting, when the project was agreed, so the clients, etc. And in here, this is the date it was created. That's the name of the baseline. You've got a browse button if you want to save it into a special location. All tasks in the current view is everything in the project from the location in the project view downwards, its branch. Gives you a summary. You can't go next anymore, so you click on finish. If I just click on the baseline here, this is where all the baselines, because you can create more than one baseline, but that's where they'll all go. This is where it's being saved, and the information about it that you typed in, and you've got the appearance as well. If I close that, you can now see the baseline is sitting underneath all the tasks. So if I was to make a change to my program for any reason, perhaps just doing a what-if scenario, what happens if a certain delay creeps into my program, I can see the change that it has on the task. It doesn't affect the baseline. And then when I reschedule that to recalculate the end date through my critical path, we can see the impact going through right the way down to our target handover. I can press undo, which undoes the reschedule, and then undo again, which takes me back to where I was before. So as I said on previous clips, the undo is unlimited, even through saves, until the point where you close down your program. So that's my baselines. The next thing I want to show you is we're going to put some progress onto the program. Now the first thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put some columns in which are going to help me. Now within Asta we've got a pre-prepared tables. So if I go into my progress tables, and I'm looking for progress with a baseline. So that's preset columns into which I can start typing, so I don't have to create them from scratch. I'm going to turn on my progress line, which I'll find under format. It's there, just need to unhide it, and there it is. Now what I'm going to do is move it forwards a week, so I can right click on the line, go to properties, and then just change the date to a week ahead. So I've now got my jagged line coming down through the program. In the table, I can now see that my plan percentage reading 25%. If I go in, put a little bit of percentage in, I've now done 10% of the program. So the progress shows on the task, the line is jagging through that point, the 10% point, and I've got an actual start date, which is also showing in there as well. Once I've done that, so if I want, so I can go to my home tab and reschedule that to see the impact of this delay on the rest of the program. So what I would do is change this from none to the report date, click on OK, and the line will straighten and push out my program. I can then read via the finish variance column here the fact that I'll be 3 days behind based on that delay. Of course, I can then press undo, which takes it back to my jagged program again. If I want to keep that straight and work through towards an as-built program, I would reschedule it, keep it straight, and then put in some more progress periods. Now the multiple progress periods can be done from the Library Explorer into the progress periods folder, and what I would then do is just rename that one to week 1, and then put in week 2, week 3, week 4, etc, etc. Just save that. Puts in a week at a time, and puts in a different colour as you go as well. You can put any date you want in there, but by default it just does a week. I click back on my bar chart view, and I now want to put progress in for week 2. Then on the home tab, I'll change my week 1 to week 2, which gives me a new line in a new colour. And I then go to my percent complete, and now I've done 20%, and I get a little bit of colour which appears on my task to show how much was done in that week. To straighten my line, I do the same thing, press reschedule, and change this to week 2. The line straightens, and I can see then the impact it's had on the rest of my program. So this is now towards an as-built program. If you want to keep records as to why it's being late, then one of the things you could do is in the notes column, we can type in a reason in here. Oops. Due to bad weather, And again, this can be wrapped. As you've done that, you can see a little note, little diamond appears in the task, which then pops up and shows you the note you've typed into it. Alternatively, in the attachment column, you can type in the location of a document which is on your network somewhere. And then you can click it. It then opens up Word, and you've just got a hyperlink to a Word document into which you can type in a reason for delay or keep a site diary of sorts.